Shatta Wale is ever grateful to you guys for whatever you've done for him. I'm sure from time to time you guys will be hearing from him very soon. So to everybody around the world watching, Shatta Wale has been given bail and he's been released.
So no question. I hope you will not.
Let's get some more on this from my colleague Noble Crosby, who has been at the Iyoko offices all day to bring us more on this development story. Crosby, if you can hear me, good evening. How was the mood like before and after the release of Shatta Wale?
What the mood like remnants of a party.
By just the location and the presence of police officers and the idea behind it. What started in the morning at around 5 a.m. came to an end around 6 p.m. So supporters of Shatta Wale, they've been on their feet for close to 12 hours. And the numbers kept increasing from the morning up until 6 p.m. thereabout, where we got news that he has been able to meet his bail conditions and he has been released. They gathered here in their numbers and they were unanimous in their call that Shatta Wale be released. Some did not even know or did not completely appreciate why Shatta Wale was here. But so far as their God, so far as their idol, Shatta Wale has been at Iyoko, has been detained at Iyoko, they were demanding that he be released. The presence of music, the presence of speakers, and songs carefully selected to, ginger the crowd to press home their demand was everything that made the place very lively. The entire road was blocked. The entire Independence link was blocked for some hours. As the supporters, they took over the road, the police had to barricade the frontage of the Iyoko so that they could control the crowd. They were singing, they were chanting. All they wanted to was that their man be released. Then after he was released, we can still see some of them in your shot, Ayisha. Maybe they've not properly understood or accepted that he has been released. Mind you, they did not agree at first that he has been released because they did not see him before he was released. But let's try and have a conversation with some of the supporters who are still here. Senior, you're live on TV3. Talk to me right now. Shatta Wale has been released. You're still here. What is motivating you?
We want to see him before we go.
But you understand he has left. He's home at the moment, maybe.
No, I don't understand it.
So you still want to see him before?
Yeah, I want to see him before I move.
Okay. So that's one of the supporters of Shatta Wale. Sina, let me talk to you. Shatta Wale has been released. He has met his bail conditions, but you're still here. Why?
They said they no go.
No, he's not here. That's what they're telling us. That's what Sammy Flex has told us, that he's not here.
I can't tell something.
Okay. So, Ayisha, clearly, the fans of Shatta Wale, they are not very convinced that he has left the place. Shatta Wale, we understand, has been granted bail. He has met his conditions, and he's not here. Why are you still here?
Boss, one thing we know that anytime Wale is coming out of somewhere, he give us a signal. So we know that signal has to come before Wale will come out. So once we haven't seen that signal, Wale is not out. And even if he's out, we are cool with that. But we still have to drive out so that we know that he's out. Yeah.
Do you expect to see him on social media soon?
Yeah.
So you want to see him physically?
So, Ayisha, there you have it. The supporters, they're still here because they're not very convinced that Shatta Wale has been released. But officially, we know that he has been granted bail. He has met his bail conditions after the bail conditions was varied down, was 10 million cedis to 5 million cedis with two sureties.
I want you to briefly find out from some of the fans.
They're still,
Crosby, can you hear me?
Engaging with each other, chatting with each other, and may not, clearly know what lies ahead of Shatta Wale in this whole matter, this whole investigation between himself and the Economic and Organized Crime Office.
Right, Crosby. I wanted to find out if the fans know why he's there in the first place. I don't know if you heard that, but hopefully you can bring us updates on that subsequently. That's my colleague, Noble Crosby, and from the offices of Iyoko, bringing us up to date after the musician Shatta Wale was released from the offices of Iyoko.
Still watching News 360, so clearly what the fans are asking for, they want to see him do probably on social media to believe that he's finally been released. But we'll definitely keep you posted by 10 p.m. when Ghana Tonight comes your way. They definitely would have an update regarding all of that. Away from Shatta Wale and Iyoko stories, the Minister of Health has cautioned members of the general public and patients alike against attacking any health professional regardless of any level of provocation at health institutions across the country. Kwabena Mensah Akando at a press conference also condemned the recurrence of attacks on his person and incitement of violence by leadership of some associations. George Quinning has more in this report.
Available data indicates Ghana loses more than 10 million cedis annually through medical negligence. The viral encounter at the Ridge Hospital on Sunday, August 17, borders on medical negligence, and this the sector minister, Kwabena Mensah Akando, bemoans has been reduced to a friendly handshake with the person at the center of the controversy, Ralph Ejapon.
Nobody, irrespective of your status in society, absolutely nobody has the right to attack any health professional in this country. That is the gravamen of the issue. No diversionary tactics about handshaking. That is what we must concentrate on, to send a clear signal that our health professionals working at the various health facilities are safe. The gentleman then stretched his hand, shaking me and trying to whisper something into my ears. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, should I push the guy that don't whisper anything into my ears? Should I snub him? Should I shout at him? Even if that guy has been prosecuted and sentenced to life imprisonment, and he stretches his hand to shake me, as a minister, as a public officer, I have the duty to stretch and greet him.
He said attacks on his person and the needless incitement of violence by leadership of some associations will be contained.
Let me state this, that I have the health workers of this country at heart. And so any attempt by any individual or any group of people to try to incite the health professionals against government, pretending he cares more than us, is unfortunate. And we must stop that. It's an avoidable tension we must avoid. It doesn't help the sector. If indeed you are a practicing health professional in the sector, it doesn't help the sector.
He further said measures are far advanced to addressing issues of medical negligence, employing professionals to normalize communication with patients to understand and appreciate what they go through in line of duty.
Also, the Minister for Employment and Labour says he has summoned a meeting with the National Labour Commission to have a comprehensive look at the now viral incident at the Ridge Hospital. Dr. Abdul Rashid Pelpo told the Public Accounts Committee on Thursday that he will involve regional directors to ensure issues of worker safety are looked at holistically.
One of the key things we do in the ministry is to ensure that we have a stable, healthy workforce in this country, and it's part of the law that is binding our functional duty to the people of Ghana. And we have the Labour Commission, which has all the duties of ensuring that single issues like these are handled effectively. So I have called a meeting with them, and they would look at it more comprehensively and advise on what next they will need to strengthen their own capacity to make sure the whole country is covered. The Labour Commission has requested that it be of great importance.
Away from that to some other stories, in less than 24 hours, the National Democratic Congress will open nominations for the Tamale Central by-election primary. So far, some prospective aspirants have confirmed their interest in contesting the party's parliamentary primary, slated for September 6. Our correspondent in the northern region, Christopher Marco, caught up with one of them, Dr. Mohammed Ayisha, and has come through with his report.
Stakes are already high in the Tamale Central constituency as the National Democratic Congress (NDC) is set to open nominations tomorrow, Friday, August 22, for prospective aspirants in the constituency who will want to contest the Tamale Central by-election to begin picking their nomination forms. So far, several individuals have made their intentions known that they will be picking nomination forms to contest in that constituency. Notable amongst them is one Asiedu-Dartey, a lecturer at the University for Development Studies, who says he is a grassroots person and is poised on leading the Tamale Central constituency back into Parliament following the demise of the late Member of Parliament for Tamale Central, Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Muhammad.
The Commission about 2 days ago came out to declare when they are going to conduct the election for the Tamale Central constituency. And our party, the Great National Democratic Congress, also declared the seat vacant and will be picking nomination forms tomorrow. And after assessing myself, looking through the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana and marrying it to the National Democratic Congress NDC party's constitution, I think I am very qualified to contest for the vacant seat to replace my late brother and minister, Honorable Murtala Muhammad, so that I can continue with the good works he left behind. Before even 6th September, I am the parliamentary candidate. And I assure you, on the 30th of September or 31st, I'll be preparing with all of you and the constituents of the Tamale Central constituency, our chief religious leaders, so we can march together to Parliament and replace my big brother to continue his good works.
Also, former Dansia Sukwa MP Kobna Tairu Hammond has given the strongest indication yet of his intention to return to court to appeal the legal cost awarded against him in pursuit of the Dansia Sukwa parliamentary seat. His initial election petition was quashed by the court after he failed to make the required appearances. Speaking to journalists, Katie Hammond explained that his lawyers missed the deadline to file some key documents with the court by just 1 day, which cost him the case.
According to Katie Hammond, the election that ousted him was not free and fair, alleging that missing ballot boxes were later discovered under a tree behind the Rabito clinic at Dompoase. His petition challenging the outcome was struck out, with the court awarding a cost of 60,000 cedis against him. Katie Hammond said he reluctantly asked his lawyers to withdraw further action after the filing deadline was missed, but he has since served notice of his intention to appeal the cost imposed on him.
And I'm told that the judge awarded 60,000 or so. Well, I'm appealing. And you should know that this time I'm appealing in my own right. I would put my own signature. I'm appealing as the appellant in person. I'm not going to go to any lawyer. I'll do it, So, no, the cost order. If you draw your case, you can't go and appeal. But the cost of 60,000, I think it's completely unfair.
When asked whether he would stage a comeback in the 2028 general elections, he simply told his constituents to watch this space.
I'm not in retirement, if that's what he thinks. In any event, as I said to you, watch this space. The NDC won the Asokwa election by default.
What went wrong?
Well, that's what I mean by default. Our MPP, look, up to today, when our MPP people talk about the NDC, this and that, I say, come on, leave the NDCs alone. For whatever reason, we, the MPP, we decided to hand over power on a silver platter. That's what we did.
Although no longer MP, Katie Hammond maintained that he continues to serve the people of Adansa Sokwa by addressing pressing community concerns, which according to him, the incumbent has failed to do.
The reason for that is because I single-handedly have developed that constituency. Every single development project since 2001, January, when Kufuor came to power, has been under my superintendence. Well, from when the NDC was in government and we were in opposition, and when we were in government, it has been me. One single exception, let somebody point out to me. So you think they are not proud of me?
Stanley Niblew, TV3 News, Accra.
It's been a very exciting day here at the Media General because one of our very own, Godwin Asedeba, has been announced the 2025 BBC News Komla Dumo Award winner. This makes it the second time a journalist from Media General is receiving the prestigious award. In 2023, Parkway Siasare became the first from the media house to win the honor. Godwin Asedeba's recognition adds to Media General's influence in the media industry, both locally and around the continent.
Each year, the BBC bestows this honor upon an African journalist who embodies excellence in storytelling, on-air presence, and the potential to illuminate the world. For Godwin, the journey to the moment has been topsy-turvy. 3 attempts, one unwavering dream. He persevered, and it's paid off. His win was announced today, August 21, 2025, marking not only his breakthrough moment, but also the 10th anniversary of the Komla Dumo Award itself.
I'm delighted to tell you that you're the 2025 winner of the BBC News Komla Award.
I don't even know if I should cry. Thank you. This is not just my win. I believe it's a win for every young African journalist. I am deeply honored and humbled to receive this award.
His portfolio is a map of difficult spaces. His stories cut deep, revealing truths others ignore. Troubled Morgue forced a reckoning with systems that fail families at their most vulnerable moments. Ghanaian men promised security jobs, sent to war in Ukraine, traced a pipeline of deception and danger that pulled ordinary Ghanaians into conflict abroad, documented not only their journey out, but also the long road home. In Hooked in Red, married to cocaine and high on glue, he followed the human toll of addiction. My period is not a shame. Use the lenses of menstrual health to highlight equality, education and community solutions, among many other life-changing stories.
Really, everyone would say, oh, I'm passionate about the job, but I think my love for the job goes beyond passion.
Right.
What I find so much satisfaction on is when the story is being told, gets the attention and gets results.
Right.
When it gets results, I am pleased, I'm excited, and that's what I'm all about.
At TV3 and 3FM, where Asideba anchors and reports, the general manager for news, Aster Zahian says the award is a fitting recognition of his dedication and brilliance.
This is about our First in News agenda, and Gordon represents that agenda very well. This award, we believe, will go and inspire a lot of the news teams in Media General to also inspire Ghanaian journalists and to inspire a lot of confidence in the journalism that Ghanaians are doing. We are very proud that it came from one of our own. This is the second time that is happening to Ghana, and it's in all such instances that happen to Media General, and we are very proud of that.
His triumph has also been hailed at the very top of Media General.
This is a testament of the good work that the news team have done over the years. Kudos to the entire newsroom, to the general manager, Mr. Aster Zahian. He never sleeps. And his able deputy, Mabel. Thank you so much for the good work you have been doing. We are so proud of you. It's a great testament for the hard work that you've put in over the years. I recall not long ago we had to meet on your visit to Ukraine. That was a big adventure, and you pulled through, and we are so proud of you.
And for the man at the center of it all, the moment is both humbling and inspiring.
I remember 2 years ago, I was among you guys congratulating Parkway Siasare. I wish it could be me, but then what did I do? I worked towards it. I persevered, and look at me today, I am here. So I just want to say that it is possible for every young journalist who works with Media General. Just keep doing the good work, and at the right time, it will be recognized. I'm grateful. I mean, this is going to propel me to higher heights. Komla Dumo, we all knew, stood for dignity and clarity when it comes to journalism. And having to walk on his path, I feel is something that is really great, and I'm going to make all of you proud.
Godwin Asidiba, a journalist whose passion pierces through, whose dedication defines excellence. From Accra to London, from courageous documentation to global recognition. And for Media General, a feather in the cap for producing 2 winners of the prestigious award.
Congratulations once again, Godwin. We are all very proud of you. Moving on, the 1-week observation of the Asanteman Nanama Kunediyadom III was held at the Mensha Palace earlier today. At the Mensha Palace, every space has a unique name that speaks of the soul of Asanteman. In the following report, William Evansinkum tells the mystery of the dry blood space where the Asanteman sat today.
Clothed in black, a symbol of grief. The scary face of the executioners, Asanteman, is bereaved. The Queen Mother, the womb of the kingdom, has transitioned to Bremen, the resting place of the royals, as high-profile dignitaries converge at the Mensha Palace to observe a week after her passing. The tone of tradition is amplified one more time. Bujawe, where Otumfo sat, represents a sacrilege. The Asantes believe it is the meeting point of the dead and the living. Oaths are sealed here. Curses are either evoked or overturned, but through blood sacrifice. This is where the Asanteman received the blackened stool from the Urempe, traditional authority. Bujawi means a dried, spilled blood. Soaked in grief, Santehene sits here in honor of his late elder sister, Nana Amakwendu Yadom III. Several dignitaries joined the Santehene. The Vice President, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, led a high-powered government delegation. They had signed the book of condolence before proceeding to greet Santehene. Former President Kufuor Nana Addo Dankwa and former Vice President Dr. Bawumia and his wife were present at the Mensha Palace.
Now, despite ongoing efforts to address Ghana's plastic waste crisis, the problem persists, posing serious environmental threats across the country. The following report highlights a bold and transformative sector where plastic waste becomes a foundation for community empowerment and lasting change.
With an estimated 1.1 million tons of plastic waste generated each year in Ghana, only a small fraction is recycled. The result? Choked drains, frequent flooding, and polluted coastlines. To combat the growing menace, Macintosh Africa has developed systems to collect and repurpose plastic waste into functional products, from household items to school infrastructure. Makafui Awuku explains how recycled school desks can help prevent over 2 million children from losing interest in education due to sitting on bare floors.
The aim is to keep the waste out of the environment in the first place. The aim is to make sure that the waste is not contaminated. The aim is to make sure that it's being passed on to recycling projects, and then what is coming out of it is not products that can last for a few weeks, but things that can last for decades. We can use that to tackle some of the biggest problems we have in the country.
Makafui says public acceptance of sustainable solutions remains a challenge. He urged governments to implement policies that support entrepreneurs and drive innovation.
Having the right policies to support and create an enabling environment for entrepreneurs has also been a big challenge. Then also the issue of funding. There are no sustainable green funding rates that are good enough for startups that are innovating the future. And it's important that we can create these opportunities so that we can find the funding locally. Because foreign funding is never enough to actually create the kind of impact that we want to.
The CEO of Macintosh Africa also stressed the importance of changing the narrative, moving away from the image of Ghana as a dirty nation and investing in the youth to build a cleaner and more sustainable future.
You're still watching News 360 on TV3. We will be back shortly with the latest in the world of business. Stay with us.
reporting from the Takoradi Market Circle.
From the heart of the Upper West Regional Capital.
From the heart of the Ashanti Kingdom.
Reporting from Sunyani.
From the Central Business District of Navrongo.
The parliamentarians are on recess.
This is where it all unfolds. The moments that potentially alters the course of our nation and the world. These are the individuals we recognize, the voices we amplify, who appears on screen and who contributes behind the scenes. With professionalism at our core, we bring you news you can trust. Impact journalism that makes a difference. This illustrates how diverse perspectives enhance our strength and reinforces our mission. This is 3 News. Leaders in breaking news, exclusive interviews, facts and analysis on TV, radio, online and digital. 3 News, first in news.
Concentrated perfume.
Good evening. Welcome to Good evening, welcome to the business.
Right, so you're still watching News 360 on TV3. In a tad, we'll bring you what's happening in the world of business, because we know that, for instance, the Bank of Ghana has been cautioning against the withdrawal of huge sums of Forex by international or bigger international bodies. So Menu Afo will give us those details in a tad. So do stay with us. This is still News 360 on TV3 while we try and bring you other major developing stories across the country. All right, so we probably would have to start bringing you those stories, because away from what will be expected in business, we know that following the presidential amnesty granted to some 998 inmates across the country, the president, John Mahama himself, is urging the government to take further steps towards reforming Ghana's prison system. Country Director Genevieve Partington's request includes demands for an increase in the feeding allowance of inmates and commuting all outstanding death row sentences to life imprisonment.
Out of 183 inmates currently on death row, of which 7 are women, 87 were granted presidential amnesty, with their sentences officially commuted to life imprisonment. In 2024, Ghana partially abolished the death penalty through the passage of the Criminal Offences Amendment Bill. However, the crime of treason remains punishable by death. Genevieve Partington is now calling on the government to go further by commuting all remaining death row sentences and consider community service to first-time offenders or those with lesser crimes.
As of 2024, I'm aware that the feeding allowance was 1 cedi 80 pesos a day. We are requesting that the allowance be increased. The other request that we are making is that the rest of the persons on death row, their sentences be commuted to life imprisonment to ensure that we are completely abolishing the death penalty. Third request is that Ghana signs the second optional protocol of the ICCPR, Community Sentencing Bill. There needs to be progress on that.
She emphasized that inmates should not be dehumanized.
Menu Afo is now ready to bring us some business news. Welcome to Business on News 360. Now, the Bank of Ghana has moved to tighten control of the foreign exchange market, stopping large companies from making foreign currency cash withdrawals from banks unless they have matching deposits. The central bank says the practice by bulk oil distributors and mining firms has been draining liquidity and weakening efforts to stabilize the cedi.
The central bank is cracking down on what it calls an unhealthy practice in the foreign exchange market. In a new directive, the Bank of Ghana has ordered commercial banks to immediately stop paying out foreign currency cash to large corporates unless those withdrawals are backed by equivalent deposits. Officials explain that the move targets bulk oil distributors and mining companies whose frequent dollar withdrawals have been putting pressure on forex liquidity and undermining stability of the cedi. Banks are now required to keep proper documentation to confirm the source of funds for every foreign currency payout. Failure to comply, the bank warns, will attract sanctions. The central bank, however, assures that the vital sectors such as petroleum supply and mineral exports will continue to receive the necessary support. It says government has already put in place mechanisms to make forex available for legitimate imports. The Bank of Ghana insists the measures are to ensure stability in the currency market while keeping essential supply chains running smoothly.
In more news tonight, the Ghana fixed income market is witnessing renewed investor confidence, with trade volumes and product maturity payments pointing to resilience in the system. Analysts say the development signals a gradual return of stability to Ghana's capital market.
Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Frank Bell, says the fixed income market has seen a significant rebound, with volumes traded hitting 143.21 billion cedis, a 51% rise compared to the same period last year. He was speaking at a Facts Behind the Figures session organized for Bayport Savings and Loans.
The maturity was 17th August, and we are happy to announce that it's been fully paid. That shows the resilience of that market, and so on that basis, I will stand here and encourage all companies out there that market is there. You can come and raise short-term funds to meet your short-term liquidity, so that your businesses can move.
Meanwhile, Managing Director of Bayport, Asiedu-Dartey, welcomed the improvement in macroeconomic conditions under the Mahama-led administration, noting that it offers relief for businesses in the financial sector.
I would say this is a very welcome. We really, really welcome it. And for us who were prepared, in life there's something called opportunity meets readiness, and I think we were ready. In terms of the macro environment, yes, we have already reduced our interest rates. So effective 1st of this month, we reduced our interest rates by almost 6%. And just to allow our customers to get a lot more.
The Ghana Stock Exchange is encouraging more companies to take advantage of the market to raise short-term funds and boost their operations.
Away from that, Enterprise Funeral Services Ghana, trading as Transitions, has expanded its operations with the opening of a new branch, reinforcing its commitment to delivering world-class funeral services across the country. The new branch, strategically located at airports, is to bring services closer to families.
From pre-funeral arrangements to post-funeral support, the facility is to offer a complete bouquet of services, including state-of-the-art mortuary care, undertaking, stylish hearses, premium caskets, and a modern chapel and reception center. Management says the new branch will ease the burden on grieving families by taking away the stress of funeral planning while ensuring every loved one receives a dignified and befitting burial. Group CEO of Enterprise, Daniel Labitieku, reinforced their cradle-to-grave policy.
In Enterprise Group, our mantra from cradle to grave, underscores the fact that from the first day of one's life when you are born till death when you are lowered, we stay with our customers throughout one's life journey. So Enterprise Funeral Services, which is Transitions, plays the last role in lowering our cherished customers in a dignified way.
General Manager of Transitions, Genevieve Cornelius, shared their services.
The new airport branch offers event planning, sales of caskets, being able to coordinate pre and post using digital technology.
A rep from Mortuaries and Funeral Facilities Agency, Moses Nunu, shared how they regulate the activities of Transition.
Our role is to license, regulate both private and public facilities that are connected with the transport, storage, and the disposal of human remains, as well as the practitioners. That is what we do as an...
A client, Yahweh Nim, shared his experience with Transition.
People say that sometimes it's a bit pricey and on the high side. They also support it with an insurance angle. Transitions offers you an end-to-end service, and they take out the pain of the process.
With internationally trained staff and legendary customer service, Transitions continue to redefine the funeral industry in Ghana.
Well, that's how we bring the business segment to an end. I am Minu Afu. We have more stories coming up for you. Please stay with us. spray and coil.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the sports segment here on News360. My name is Bill Ishen. Now, the Ghana Women's League have unearthed various female players who carved a survival path for themselves, including Adjoa Bayo, Alberta Saki, Mercy Tego, among others. But it has been an unprofitable venture for players who fail to secure moves abroad or struggle to get enlisted into the service. Now, my colleague Akusieji tells the story of how Mary Berko, the captain of WPL champions Police Ladies, is on a path to create a legacy in the sport.
For Police Ladies captain Sergeant Mary Berko, football has been a saving grace, wheeling her and her family to a better living condition. The former Black Queens player has been actively playing football for 14 years with Gatel Ladies and Police Ladies. But it wasn't until 2011 she received her first major remuneration from the career path she had chosen. Mary, like other female players plying their trade in the Ghana Women's League, are just embarking on a long voluntary work of exhibiting their skill and developing their craft for an unforeseen future which may or may not happen. The case is different with Mary, who found a short-term goal of survival with Police Ladies and a long-term goal of self-actualization with the Ghana Police Service.
Without police, I won't be where I am today because I know some of my colleagues who have the best degree, but they couldn't secure a job. I wasn't working before joining the service or playing for Police Ladies. I was a player before coming to Police Ladies, and then joining the service, at the end of the month, you get something to lie on. That is what I've been using to settle my family and then myself.
The last 3 seasons have arguably produced her best moments, playing in 2 Women's FA Cup finals and lifting the 2024-2025 Malta Guinness Women's Premier League for the first time in the history of the service team. Sergeant Berko won the 2025 Ghana Football Awards Female Player of the Year. With a brighter smile on her face, Mary spoke highly of her last 3 seasons in the Women's League.
When you ask the question, see the excitement in my face. I didn't thought of getting something before resigning from football. By God's grace, I got it. And it wasn't easy for me. These 3 seasons coming was good for me, but this one was exceptional.
As Mary nears the twilight of her career, she is on a mission to earn Police Ladies a Women's Champions League qualification slot in the 2025 CAF Women's Champions League.
For me, as I am, I want to lift the trophy again because that is my target.
Police Ladies are in Group B with Bayelsa Queens of Nigeria, Association Sportive de la Cosa, and Samneli from Benin. Many female footballers have thrown in the towel after years of frustration and seemingly non-existent livelihood. But Sergeant Mary Berko's journey serves as a reference point for female athletes who are usually backed into a corner.
Now, the Ghana Football Association has confirmed the appointment of Maxwell Konedu as the head coach of the Black Satellites, Ghana's under-20 national team. Now, Maxwell Konedu takes over from Desmond Ofer, who currently serves as assistant coach of the Black Stars. Konedu will be supported by Nations FC deputy coach Johnson Smith and Dreams FC head coach Winfred Dormon. Now, Konedu brings a wealth of experience to his new role. His managerial career includes stints at 11 Wonders Legon Cities, Asante Kotoko, and most recently in Nsoatreman FC. He recently also made history with Nsoatreman by leading them to their maiden MTN FA Cup triumph in the 2023-24 season, a landmark moment for the club. On the international stage, he also guided the Black Galaxies to 2 WAFU Championship victories in 2013 and 2017. Demonstrating his ability to succeed both at club and regional levels. That's all for the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Billy Shen.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by GTP Lifestyle
and Napa Foods, Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil,
powered by 3 Entertainment.
In entertainment news tonight, Shatta Wale has finally broken his silence, delivering a heartfelt message of gratitude to his unwavering fans, his loyal team, and Yakubu boss Raymond Acha and his staff, whose steadfast support stood tall in the face of adversity.
London is safe and I'm home now, and I just want to say a big thank you for supporting, and for being around me in times like this, because I needed you guys, the most, because you guys are the ones that hold me down. Once again, I want to say, a big thank you to everybody that has been in support of this, Shouts to Neo Original One Don, who has been a father to me too, and he's been very supportive too as well. To all the staff of Yoko, you guys have been wonderful. At least I came there, you guys really took me through that rightful processes that, was needed. And I just want to say God bless you. And, to Mr. Raymond Acha, I just want to tell you, I thank you so much for your understanding.
Amid the controversy surrounding Shatta Wale, his die-hard fans continue to show unwavering loyalty. Earlier, 3 Entertainment spoke with some of these devoted supporters.
Yeah, Shatta Wale. Big boy, I know they see nobody higher than Jao. If you know
sacrifice for him. But kidney, I can sell my kidney. I can even sell my kidney. I'll sell my kidney for that money. Anything. I'm ready. SM till casket. I'm ready to even sell my kidney. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. Do time or come time abanono. Yes, sir. In some yes, sir. Yes, nanambuefu pa. The gods are crazy. When Wale come out, this is special gift. When me, I go free gift to him. Yes, because me, I love Wale. I love SM. I love Nyama. The car where you go buy the car, they are telling us we go steal the car. Hey, they are lying. They are using their mind to chop our money. Our money is big. They can't show us anything.
Yeah, Shatta Wale.
I protect my life. Give Shatta Wale, make it come out. I go fit drive, give Shatta Wale, make it come out. Because for life is our life. And Shatta is for us. So we do for Shatta. If I for die today, I tell the police to make them come out and make them put me inside. But they say no. I really love Shatta Wale because it really motivates me a lot. You understand? So we really like him.
Time now for international news.
An appeals court has thrown out a $500 million penalty that President Donald Trump was ordered to pay in a New York civil fraud trial last year. Judge Arthur Egron had ordered Trump to pay for the fee for massively inflating the value of the Trump Organization's properties in order to secure favorable loans. In a lengthy ruling released on Thursday, judges on the New York Supreme Court's Appellate Division stated that while Trump was liable for the fraud, the fine of nearly $500 million was excessive and likely violated constitutional protection against severe punishment. In the case, Judge Egron had ordered Trump to pay $355 million, but with interest, that grew to more than $500 million. Sudan's army has denied bombing a World Food Programme WFP convoy taking aid to a famine-hit area in the country's Darfur region. The paramilitary Rapid Support Forces RSF had blamed the army for Wednesday's airstrike in the town of Melit, which is under RSF control. The UN agency said a drone hit the convoy, and 3 lorries in the 16-vehicle convoy caught fire and were destroyed. All staff traveling in the convoy were safe, it added.
And that's it for our package this evening. Thank you so much for watching. I am Martin Asiedu-Dartey.
And I am Ayisha Yakubu. Join us at 10 p.m. on Ghana Tonight with Alfred Ukansi. Good evening.